Hey, how you doing there again, folks? Me again, of course, Brandon Wenzel. Come back at you. Another offering off my sampler platter. Yes, indeed, folks, sampler series videos I've been doing for a little while now. I'll go over their trout food and drink items. I eat stuff, I drink stuff. Then, folks, I'm going to talk about stuff. I'm going to let you know all that you need to know about hopefully delicious stuff. That time I'm doing this, folks, I'm not going to lie. This is a weird time for an ice cream review. It's literally at the time I'm doing this. It is the first snowfall of the year. It's also Halloween, and those two things coincide to actually make me rather happy. But we'll get into that. Anyway, folks, it's a super simple format. I'm going to go over there on my try out food and or drink items for you whilst I'm doing some. Yammer on about it for a bit. Whilst I'm doing that, I'm inside my truck, and whilst I'm doing that, I'm wearing grody work clothes. Actually, these aren't particularly grody. They're a little grody, to be fair, but the reasonable level of grodiness. Typically, when I'm inside the truck and I'm wearing grody work clothes, that means that I was on my way home from work and I found some shit to review for you. This is definitely the case today. Because I got off of work. Again, it's Halloween at the time I'm doing this. I went over there, I uploaded some Halloween special episodes. I mean, they're not that special realistically. I didn't do anything for them, but like they're themed. They're themed. But I went over there, I got off of work, and I was like, shit, Halloween candy. I gotta get Halloween candy. I don't get trick-or-treaters where I live, realistically, but I'd like to have it just in case. Plus, it's an excuse for candy. So I stopped off at Walmart, got some candy, got a few other things, and I happened to be perusing around, and wouldn't you know it, folks, what am I reviewing for you? What are we doing here? Well, again, it's a weird time to do this type of review. Boom! It's ice cream, but it's not just any ice cream. It's from Van Leeuwen. That's how I'm going with that. This is another one of their limited edition flavors. This is Idaho Potato Malted Milkshake and Fries French Ice Cream. So yes, Van Leeuwen, they have become fairly famous, infamous. They do wacky flavor ice cream. Now they also do just normal flavor stuff too, and like some of them are super good. But I've reviewed a number of Van Leeuwen stuff. I in fact have a playlist for the Van Leeuwen ice creams that I reviewed. There's like mac and cheese, pizza, hot honey, ranch dressing, Arizona iced tea. Yeah. I actually kind of thought that at least the Walmart by me wasn't carrying their stuff anymore because I didn't see it at all. And then I just happened to be going through, I saw this, and I was like, all right, fine. It has a little thing on the back here. So, ever since 2008, when Van Leeuwen was born out of a yellow truck, blah, 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 ingredients that make you feel good. Nothing makes us happier than this malted milkshake and fries ice cream. We got old school diner vibes and had a hankering for a milkshake and fries or a velvet and frog sticks. Sure. So 86 of the rabbit food and enjoy scoop or 7 of this slamming combo Idaho potato french fries and malted ice cream. Isn't that just the bee's knees? I don't know, but we're about to find out. Please, Van Leeuwen, just keep it up. I love you. If you want, you can send me stuff and I'll review it for free. Ha 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 ha. Plug, plug, plug. Shill, shill, shill. Let's open this up. Alright, well, I mean, it looks like that. Can we get a thing? Yeah, okay. I mean, well, that does smell a little bit like French fries. I wasn't expecting it to have much of a smell. Let's hit this shit, man. Can we get a thing for the thing? Ha 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 ha. Sure, maybe. Ha 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 ha. Ha 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 ha. Yes. Okay. I'm instantly taken back to when I was a kid, and like you go to like a family function or like a party or something, and like you're just old enough to the point where like you can kind of make your own plate for yourself, like the adults will trust you, but you're still kind of a moron because you're a little kid. So you just cram it full of what the fuck ever, not really thinking about like, what's going to mix well with what and what might melt into other things. So it's like maybe get some ice cream and some chicken nuggets and maybe some fries. Maybe the ice cream melted into the fries, giving you a strange, salty, sweet, starchy treat. This is weird. I'll say this, I can kind of go with this one. Here's the thing. With the Van Leeuwen flavors, the weird ones. They typically try to make them work for you. Like, yeah, Grey Poupon was weird, for sure. But they kind of made it work. Like, I actually finished it. The only one that flat out I just couldn't do was the ranch. That one just was weird, and tasting garlic in my ice cream, that was some PTSD shit, man. Like, I'm never going to get over that. So they do try to make the flavors work. It's not strictly a gimmick. So with these, I can kind of go with it. Although I will say, like, and I'm not trying to shit on Idaho, to be fair, but, like, I know Idaho is famous for potatoes and stuff, but, like, aren't the Idaho potatoes considered to be a little bit, like, so-so, a little bit kind of mid in the potato world in terms of, like, usage and stuff? And I could be 100% wrong on that. I'm not trying to go over there and spread anti-Idaho potato propaganda or anything like that. I think that's just, like, I knew somebody who was, like, actually kind of, like, did some culinary stuff and everything. I believe that's what they told me, but that was years ago, so. So, to go into it, basically what you get most of is it's basically just like some vanilla ice cream. It's got a nice texture to it. It melts nicely. It's creamy. I can go with it. It is a little bit, in terms of the texture, it almost has like a little bit of a, like, kind of sandy texture to it as you're eating it, which is a little bit weird at first, but it actually tastes pretty nice. As far as, like, the vanilla aspect of it, like the float aspect of it, or malt, I guess, it's perfectly okay. I wouldn't say it's particularly fantastic. Vanilla ice cream I've certainly had better, but I've also had way, way worse. So this is closer to the top than it is the bottom, but it's not in, like, the upper tier of, like, vanilla ice creams. It's kind of one note. But it's decent enough. What makes the whole thing kind of work, though, gives it that little extra something, is when you go over there and get into a bit of, I guess, for all intents and purposes, like, French fry. Now, it's not like it's just a fry in there. I actually think that would have been more fun if they'd just done that. But I get what they're, okay. So instead, it's more kind of like a mushed up thing in the ice cream. And when you bite into it, it does taste kind of like a French fry. Like, it has kind of a starchy sort of saltiness, and, like, yeah, there's definitely something there to it. Now, all that said, well, I do think it's going to be weird to say. I think that this is a situation where it kind of needs the weirdness. Kind of needs the weirdness to work with it, because the vanilla just by itself, the vanilla malt or whatever it's okay. It's perfectly fine, but it's honestly just kind of, it's okay. Having that mix of the French fry aspect, it kind of plays into the sweet and savory combination, and if you watch my show, you know that I like contrasting flavors, so I like that element to things. But here's a point of contention I have with this particular one. It's a good ice cream. I don't mind it. And it's honestly not that weird once you kind of get past it. Like, once you get used to the idea, it really doesn't throw you all that much. Because, like, it's sort of along the lines of, like, if you've ever had, like, pretzels, pretzel pieces, like, inside of a thing. Like, you get, like, kind of a saltiness to go along with it. Or, like, a salted caramel kind of ice cream. So it's sort of doing that similar thing. It is, again, a little bit more interesting than that because... But the thing is that with this one, without that element, it really is just too basic. And with that element, it's interesting, but I don't feel like there's enough to it. Like, I understand that they wanted to keep it a little bit restrained so it would still be kind of passable as an ice cream. But the thing is that I'm not getting enough of the weirdness. Every now and again, I bite into like a nice big chunk of whatever the fuck they did to, emulate the fry stuff. And it's like, yeah, okay, okay. That's when I like it the most. Without that, though, or when I only get sort of like a little bits and pieces, it's just kind of mid, honestly. So for me, this is one where I would have liked them to have just gone a little bit weirder with it. I think a little extra oomph with the fries, I think personally would have made it for me. But two questions have to be asked. Would I get it again? Would I recommend it? I'm going to go with probably not and sure-ish. In terms of Van Leeuwen flavors, this definitely isn't my favorite. It's not the least favorite because, again, that will likely always be held by the ranch dressing one. I like this ice cream well enough. It's okay. But that's the thing. It's just okay. It really isn't doing, like, for the premise being as interesting as it is, I don't feel like it's doing enough. And as a result, it's kind of interesting. And with Van Leeuwen, I really kind of want them to go all in with this stuff. Like, yeah, the fucking ranch dressing ice cream was terrible, but, like, it's something that I will fucking probably tell my grandkids about one day. I don't have any fucking kids or grandkids, but, just theoretical land. That's something. With this, it's interesting, but only to such a point that it's kind of, if I'm recommending it to people, I mean, it's edible. It's not nearly as weird as it sounds. Again, I think it's probably, if you're already sort of used to sweet and savory combinations, I would say give it a shot. Maybe you'll take away more from it than I did, but it's still okay. Anyway, 5 things before I get out of here. Have yourself a great rest of the day. Spectacular rest of the week. Monumental rest of the month. Stupendous rest of here. Folks, go in there. Have yourselves a truly properly hot honey-tastic rest of your life, because I think that was probably my favorite. No, like they had like the chocolate, like the Mexican chocolate one. I think that was probably my favorite of the Van Leeuwen ones. I don't know. Go watch the playlist. They'll all be on there. Final 2 things. Number 1, try to bring some positivity in the world. It's not as possible. It is, however, always appreciated. But what you do if you can't do all the time, I know I can't do all the time. Here's what you can do, folks. You're going to try not to be an asshole. Folks, it's not always the easiest thing in the world to not be an asshole. Trust me, I know it. I live it. I'm out there with you in it. It can be frustrating and just bullshit and just bleh. When it happens, take a step back, try to mitigate the level of assholeness in our lives, hopefully do better for ourselves and for those around us. Very final thing, folks, do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. Folks, maybe you're going to go over there. Maybe the time you're watching this, I mean, it won't be this Halloween because I'm not uploading this today, but maybe it'll be a Halloween when you're watching it. And maybe like me, you have certain Halloween traditions that you like to, for me personally. And the reason why I'm so happy that it's not only Halloween, but the first snow of the year. For every Halloween, I watch the movie Pumpkinhead, because it's one of my favorite horror movies, and it's perfect for Halloween. And the first snow of the year, I watch John Carpenter's The Thing, which is one of my favorite movies. Just, it's way the fuck up there. It's like probably like top 10. So I get to go over there and watch 2 of my favorite movies today. I mean, I can do it whenever I want. I'm an adult, but it's nice to have a tradition. Anyway, bye.